We want to welcome to Veterans Radio today, James Barber. James, welcome to Veterans Radio.
Thanks for having me.
Well, this is going to be an interesting conversation. James has a number of hats that he wears, but we have him on because he developed and launched a channel for military.com called Off Duty that covers the military's representation in movies, television, music, video games, and popular culture. And he's written some, thought-provoking articles recently. One of them caught my eye, so we thought we'd have you on. The very strange year of 2020 has come to a close. And I think probably as everybody has, you start putting your year-end list together. And one of those lists you put together were some of the notable veterans who have passed away in the last year. Why don't you tell us about some of those folks who maybe we know their names but forgot they were veterans, and remind us of some of these passings.
Well, as we were talking, we should probably first mention Chuck Yeager, who we lost just this week. And I was going to do an article about all the times that Chuck Yeager has been portrayed in movies and TV as a character. And guess what?
Right.
It's just the right stuff. And he's such this towering figure in history of, in the 20th century that you think, people have done a ton of things. And that's not really true.
Well, and it's kind of amazing with all of these men, and I think they're all men we're going to talk about, are the life that they lived, or how much the world has changed over the life that they've lived. Chuck Yeager is a great example, right? This extraordinary test pilot, breaking sound barriers. We weren't going to the moon before Chuck Yeager. The aircraft that were flown were so different. All of those things, every one of these veterans who've passed away because of the longevity of life have really seen dramatic changes in the world, haven't they?
It's true. And another one of these veterans who I think saw incredible changes is John Prine, who started out as this sort of maybe slightly cynical, hard-bitten singer-songwriter who had kind of a successful, big label career in the 1970s, and then moved to Nashville, started his own label, and what I think people might not realize is what a mentor he became to generations of young singer-songwriters who came out of that city. And the outpouring of love for him that came after he passed wasn't shocking to me because I'm still connected to that world. And but I think for a lot of people it would have been a huge surprise. It's like the entire way that people sell and consume music has changed in the last 50 years. And he's a guy who had an important role all the way through it in the creative community, and wrote some amazing songs.
Listen to this full episode and more on the Apple Podcasts app, Blog Talk Radio, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio.